US airports are empty. But this isn't lockdowns. It's something worse. 3 million tourists just vanished, and the reason will shock you. This was JFK Airport in 2019, packed, chaotic, and thriving. Now, ghost towns, flights canceled, hotels deserted, and a $21 billion black hole in America's tourism economy. But here's what's really terrifying. This time, travelers aren't being forced to stay home. They're choosing to. And the reason? 3 words: fear, money, politics. Countries are warning their citizens to avoid the US. Airlines are slashing routes, and families are scrapping vacations they can't afford. This isn't just a dip, it's a full-blown collapse. And if it doesn't stop, the ripple effect could cripple small businesses, kill jobs, and rewrite America's reputation forever. Officials say they're fixing it, but here's why their plan won't work. The numbers are alarming. US tourism is in a dire situation. We're looking at a shocking 14% decrease in international visitors, which translates to a staggering $21 billion in lost revenue. And the worst is likely ahead of us. Hotels are struggling with half-filled rooms, while restaurants are dealing with severe financial strain. Theme parks are seeing a significant drop in attendance. This is more than just a temporary dip. It's a real-time economic disaster. Consider Las Vegas, a place that thrives on tourism. It's experiencing an 8% decrease in visitors, which means thousands of unoccupied hotel rooms and a 5% decline in casino revenues. New York City might miss out on a staggering 3 million tourists this year, resulting in fewer people dining out, buying souvenirs, or attending Broadway shows. And let's not forget about small businesses, many of which are just trying to recover from the pandemic. Now they're fighting for survival once again. What's truly concerning is that people aren't being told to stay away. They're choosing not to come. Countries like Canada, the UK, and China are advising their citizens to reconsider travel to America due to issues like widespread crime and political unrest. With the cost of a trip to places like Disney reaching a month's salary and news reports of mass shootings, it's no wonder families are opting for more budget-friendly and secure alternatives. For each 1% drop in tourism, the US loses an astonishing $1.8 billion. This is leading to a rapid disappearance of jobs and threatening the very existence of communities that rely on seasonal visitors. If this trend continues, the nation's standing as a top travel destination could be irrevocably damaged. The collapse has arrived, and it's moving at an alarming pace. Recent statistics show that flights from Canada to the US, which typically brings in the most international tourists to America, have plummeted by a staggering 71 to 76%. This is not a temporary drop. It's a significant and troubling trend that's having a huge impact on the tourism industry. Imagine this. Air Canada and WestJet, 2 of the biggest airlines, have significantly reduced their flights to major US cities. The bustling air traffic we once knew has turned into a ghostly scene with empty planes at airports. This shift is costing billions of dollars in lost revenue, particularly as Canadian vacationers are taking their spending elsewhere. And Canada isn't the only one retreating. European travel to the US has decreased by 17 to 28% as travelers are deterred by the high costs and concerns over safety. South America, a usually stable market, has also seen a 10% decline. It seems the world is slowly turning away from America as a vacation destination. But why is this happening? There are a few key reasons. Diplomatic tensions are making visitors feel less welcome. There's fear for personal safety due to the constant news of crime and unrest. The cost of vacationing in the US has skyrocketed due to inflation. Let's talk politics. The US isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet these days. Countries like Canada, the UK, and China, who used to send over tons of tourists, are now telling their people to think twice before booking a trip. These aren't just friendly suggestions. They're serious warnings. And why? Well, let's just say America's reputation has taken a nosedive. Visa issues are a mess, taking months to sort out, and the whole immigration situation is as welcoming as a no trespassing sign. America is in the midst of a dire situation. What started as a trickle of canceled vacations and desolate airports has turned into a full-blown economic disaster affecting every corner of our nation. The impact of the tourism industry's decline is widespread. Nobody is left unscathed. Las Vegas, the entertainment capital, is facing a harsh reality. Famous for its bustling casinos, the tables are now eerily empty, and the slot machines are silent. Income has dropped by 5%, a critical blow to a sector that relies heavily on constant activity. The once vibrant city is feeling the pain, with hotel floors being shut down and the neon lights on the Strip shining on vacant streets. It's a stark reminder that when tourism sneezes, Vegas gets critically ill. New York City, the city that never sleeps, is facing a grim awakening. Broadway shows are playing to half-full houses, and the usually bustling Fifth Avenue is now a ghostly sight with vacant luxury stores. The absence of tourists is palpable, and the local economy is suffering as a result. Restaurant owners are in a desperate situation, whispering about potential closures as lunchtime crowds fail to appear. The real heartache, though, is in our small towns. Those charming coastal communities that depend on summer visitors are in dire straits as their income dries up. Gift shops are reducing hours or shutting down, and local eateries are on the brink. One distraught business owner confessed, "We made it through the pandemic, only to be destroyed by quietness." This is not just a business downturn, it's a way of life being wiped out. Every unoccupied hotel room and closed-down storefront represents a family fighting for survival. But here's the real crisis, one that could permanently scar America's economy: the irreversible collapse of perception. We will dive into that shortly, but before we do that, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these deep dives coming. All right, now let's get into the next part, because things are about to take another twist. The statistics are absolutely jaw-dropping. America's image as the #1 travel spot is in shambles. The 2025 Global Travel Risk Index shows that nearly 7 out of 10 international travelers think the US is just not safe to visit. And get this, even our closest friends, 72% of Canadians, are actually avoiding travel here because they're scared for their safety. This isn't a little hiccup in tourism, folks. This is a full-blown disaster that could take generations to fix. If you've been to JFK or LAX lately, you've probably noticed it's a ghost town. International arrivals are down by a whopping 40%. But the real problem isn't the empty airports, it's what's happening in the minds of people around the world. They're starting to think of America as dangerous, and once that happens, it's like trying to climb out of a really deep hole. These days, when people talk about travel, they're talking about how they don't want to go anywhere near the US because of all the shootings and stuff. It's all over the travel forums. US mass shootings and stay away from American cities are popping up like weeds. And let's not forget the drama with other countries, like China telling its people to avoid us, which means 1.2 million fewer visitors. It's not just about the money either, even though we're losing a crazy $3.2 billion a month, and 18,000 jobs are just hanging by a thread. It's about our place in the world. Young people especially are choosing Southeast Asia over us, because they feel safer there. That's right, we're getting beat out by places they used to think were risky. This isn't just bad for business, it's bad for our whole country's reputation. If people don't come here and experience our culture, we're going to lose a big part of our global influence. We're looking at a future where we might not even be on the map for travelers anymore. So what can be done to mitigate this massive decline? The supposed remedies for America's tourism crisis are just not cutting it. Spending millions on glitzy ads with happy families at places like Disneyland is a joke when the real issues are so dire. Let's get real. You can't just throw money at the problem and expect it to go away. There are 3 big reasons why people aren't coming to the US to travel anymore: the terrifying amount of violence, the toxic political climate, And the way we make it hard for tourists to feel welcome with our wallet-draining prices and unfriendly policies? Being honest here, no fancy ad campaign is going to change the game. The internet is full of videos and news about mass shootings and travel warnings from other countries, and that's not the kind of image we can just ignore. Sure, we might make it easier for some folks to get through customs faster, but that doesn't make them feel any safer once they're here. We're adding more security, more hassles, and giving people more reasons to vacation elsewhere. The sad reality? Families can't be convinced to spend a fortune on a trip to a place like New York City when they could go to Lisbon and feel much safer for way less money. And why would Asian tour groups risk dealing with protests and hate when Canada has the same stuff, but with way less drama? We're not just dealing with a PR issue. We're in the middle of a full-blown identity crisis as a nation. If we don't get our act together and fix these big problems, people will stop coming here altogether. We can't just put a nice spin on it and hope for the best. We need to tackle the root causes with the same urgency we'd have if we were at war. If we keep ignoring the gun violence, political mess, and rip-off tourism costs, we're basically telling the world we don't care. And guess what? They're finding other places to visit. Every day we waste, we're losing more and more travelers to places that are actually making them feel welcome and safe. So, let's wake up and smell the coffee. The clock is ticking, and if we don't make some serious changes, America's days as the top tourist destination might be over for good. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Your support means the world to us. And before you go, check out the video on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.